This video is going to be about how I changed my life in 2025 and how you can change your life in 2026. So I'm going to be doing my makeup. Everything that I use will be linked down below. I'll also pop up some graphics of everything that I use as well in case you wanted to see kind of the vibes. I'm thinking of like a kind of neutral type of vibe today. Maybe just like a fresh little bronzy glow to welcome in the new year. As always, I'm starting with SPF because the sun will give you cancer, so you don't want to get cancer. That is not on our list. I've had to have surgery on one of my moles, so I'm a very big advocate for sun cream. Number one is the big reset rule. So I'm just looking at my notes down here. So if you see me looking down here, I'm just looking at my notes. You need to quite literally leave behind anything that doesn't serve your highest good. This isn't about being perfect. It is about what works for you and your body and any illnesses you have, your personality, your work schedule, your culture. Like, it is for you. You need to think about your friendships. You need to think about your relationships, your workplace. Does your workplace normalize disrespect? Does it normalize stress? Like, it's normal to be this stressed. Find avenues to de-stress and actively look somewhere else. This year is a big year. This is the year of number 1. Last year was the year of number 9, about endings. This is 2026 is the year of number 1, so it's about new beginnings. So don't be afraid to make new beginnings or start again. So I've spoken about this before, but there's 5 key aspects of life, and I'm going to pop a chart up on the screen. So the first aspect of life is mental health and our inner world. You need to define your core beliefs. You need to get a piece of paper or your notes app, and you need to quite literally define your core beliefs. So for example, I've written here resilience, independence, empathy, ease, growth. These are my core beliefs, or some of my core beliefs. You're going to gently place your life experiences into these core beliefs. So what I mean is, say your parents got divorced. You can say, okay, that caused me abandonment trauma, but it also taught me something. It taught me resilience. It taught me empathy. It taught me independence. So the goal is not to completely erase the pain and go, oh, it's so good, I'm so happy that happened. It's more going, okay, 2 things can coexist. It's painful, it's traumatic, it caused me abandonment issues, but it also helped me form my core belief. And it's kind of that rewiring where you're going, this is a horrible thing, I know this is a horrible thing, but I can see that it has helped shape this part of who I am, or that part of who I am. Next is externalize your thoughts. So don't let your inner world become super busy and always like in your head. So my 3 things is do voice memos on your phone, talk out loud while you're driving alone, and also keep a journal. My favorite thing is voice memos. I just love to just yap and talk. I even sometimes will go to my notes app on my laptop, and there's a speech feature which I'll pop up on the screen where you can talk and it'll type your words out. So I just like talk and I see it type my words out for me, and I don't know why, it's just kind of interesting going back and rereading those words, or looking back on a time maybe I'm really upset and I'm able to go, okay, these are the words I use, or these are the terms that I use, like this is how I was feeling and how can I go through that again. The most important thing I'd say when it comes to mental health healing is to not overly schedule healing. This was a big thing that changed for me last year. I was always scheduling my healing in 2024. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this and that and that, and while it's totally okay to schedule therapy time, clinical sessions, psychologist sessions and things like that, what I mean is I was like, okay, I want to be able to do a journal every day, and I ended up literally burnt out at my own story, or burnt out at my own healing, and feeling really adverse to healing, or feeling really distant to healing, because it felt like a really big burden. It felt like a task that I just had to do. So I would not overcomplicate this. This is about what feels right. When's the right time? You're not always going to be alone in the car, so you know, maybe when you are alone in the car twice a week and go, maybe I'm gonna do some healing today, but I don't want you to be overly intentional with it, because it is just going to lead to pretty exhausting burnout. You don't have to overproduce your life. You're not having a camera on you 24/7. I'm sure most of you guys aren't influencers, and I think most influencers wouldn't document themselves, you know, doing their therapy or their actual self-help. But not everything is aesthetic in life, and healing is really not linear in my experience. It's kind of all over the place, and healing happens, or triggers happen, really unexpectedly, because obviously we're not going to intentionally trigger the shit out of ourselves. Sometimes those things just happen, or maybe there's like an annual trigger like a birthday, and you've got to deal with it, and it just happens and it sucks. But you know, you can go to your notes app, you can go to your journal. It's about having those supplies there for when you need them. It's not necessarily about having the best supplies on the market or the perfect healing journal or the perfect space. Like, it's just about what works for you. The next one I would say, I think a lot of people forget, is the importance of shutting up and being silent. We are in a generation of yappers, and I love it. I'm a yapper myself, but sometimes you just need to be quiet. I'm talking no background music, no TikTok, prioritizing the peacefulness of a silent night, eating without something on the TV, enjoying a workout with no music, going for a walk with no headphones. I'm talking doing those things has changed completely how I feel about my own routine, how I feel about my own attention span. Holy shit, I've healed my attention span this year. I used to not be able to sit through a video unless it was on 2 times speed in 2024. And like, when they came out with that feature, I literally couldn't watch anything without it being on 2 times speed. I'm really into the fucking silent mode. You gotta go silent, you gotta go D&D on your phone. Okay, so the next thing is movement, which is my favorite thing in the world now. You have to move every day. Get like between 5,000 to 10,000 steps. I know everyone says get 10,000 steps, and really it does change if your goal is weight loss to get more cardio in or get more movement in. But if that's not necessarily your goal, do between 5 to 10,000 steps. And I have actually created a workout routine, which I'm going to be posting a lot more on this year. It's something that I've worked on for a few months now, particularly on my own weight loss journey. Is something that I'm calling the CLUBB method. So it is a workout routine that you can use, especially for girlies who work and things like that, or uni students, to make, you know, working out a little bit easier and like doesn't really overcomplicate things. So CLUBB actually stands for cardio, lower, upper, booty, and break. So you can kind of assert each day, and it kind of changes each week. I've kind of created that workout routine. I've been doing it for a few months now, and it has really changed something in me. Just knowing, okay, it's C day, it's L day, it's U day, it's break day, it's booty day, has really helped me get motivated to go to the gym. So I just feel like kind of having a plan like that works really well, and then you can go and like look up your workouts and things like that afterwards. But I'm definitely going to do a full separate video on that. The next one is you should just do movement that you enjoy. Like, don't force yourself to do the bike if you hate the way it feels on your butt. Don't force yourself to do the treadmill if you find it boring. Do the elliptical, walk around your street, do dancing, do swimming. Like, there are so many different modes of exercises. If lifting weights feels good, just do that. If running feels good, then do that. Like, you need to do what works. Health is sustainable. It is not something that can just be built overnight. You can't just like I'm healthy. Like, you have to build these habits, and I don't want you to think that you need to change everything about your likes and dislikes, or that you don't have enough discipline. It simply is, you have to find what works, and it is trial and error. It's not just about looking good and, you know, you do your makeup, your hair done, you go to the gym. You have to think about, like, where is the core belief, like where was health and exercise when I was growing up? It can be really difficult as a woman to view health as nourishment and power and energy and strength, and not just aesthetic space. The next one, which is one of my favorite ones ever, is obviously food and nourishment. I do not have a restrictive diet. It's something that I knew that I could never ever uphold, restricting or cutting foods out that I like in the sake of health or weight loss. So this beautiful TikToker created it, and it is, you eat what you want and you add what you need. So if I feel like sushi, I'm getting sushi, and I'm gonna add edamame instead of, say, pork gyozas, because I want to stay balanced. If I'm getting a burger, I'm getting it with fries, and I'm gonna get it with a salad. If I'm getting ice cream, I'm gonna get some fruit on it as well. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I don't feel like it and I don't. It is not about going, I feel like cake, I'm gonna have cottage cheese and an apple instead. It's going, I'm gonna eat cake, but I'm going to add some strawberries to it. Or I'm gonna add some cream and strawberries, that's dairy and that's berries. Like, you have to find ways to make your life healthy. And it talks about mental health as well. You know, you don't want to develop eating disordered or disordered eating towards the foods that you put in your body. The last is your social and emotional life. It is so important that you get outside outside and you live a life of society, or you live a part of society, find your community. My sister and I don't go to straight clubs, we go to gay clubs or gay bars because it feels better and it feels more like we fit in. And it's about creating a community. You don't have to be best friends with everybody. When you're at the gym, introduce yourself to the new trainer. I've also been using my camera as my main mirror, so I'm not an MUA. This isn't going to be some fucking shit that you've never seen before. This is a very fucking basic makeup look, but I just love doing my makeup, getting ready. This is something that makes me feel confident. Do what the fuck you want with your life because it's yours. At the end of the day, you are the producer of your life. You're not just the main character. And you need to remember that change happens slowly. And you're not just going to become fucking clean girl Hailey Bieber overnight, because clean girl Hailey Bieber isn't even Hailey Bieber in real life. It is a really aesthetic based version of who she is to her core. I'm certain that bitch sits and has KFC. I don't know if she's vegan or anything, but sits and has KFC with Justin and their kids or kid. I don't even know very much about her. Puts her feet up and watches fucking binge watches Stranger Things. You know, everyone has their moment. And your moment in the sun is going to happen. You're going to glow up. But you're also going to have moments in the moon where you stay up until 2 a.m. watching a movie or rom-com or drinking with your friends. You have to have balance. I spent the morning working, watching the last episode of Stranger Things, and now I'm going to the gym because I'm not forcing myself to do far too fucking much. I don't think I'm going to do lower lashes today. This is the makeup look. I'm doing full egghead for the gym. I'll probably post some pictures up on my Instagram, so you should definitely follow me there. But that is how I realistically had to glow up. It is easier, harder, ebbs and flows than you think it is, and I know that you're going to get exactly what you want and you're going to have the best year ever. So thank you guys for joining me today while I did my makeup. I know I probably look naked half the fucking time, my bad. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next one. Oh.